Good evening again. Back at it. Yeah, the links. Wagwan, everybody. Long for soon. 1 week past. I'm gonna soon, so I'm glad for soon again. You don't know we have some issues we have to discuss. We need to flesh them out today, because guess what? We are of the belief that some of these incidents have been happening across Jamaica. We need to talk about them. Especially the one with the youth in a Denham town. But anyway, let's before we go into it, let us first introduce my co-host Rory on the right, top right, Fabian to my left, and Leon bottom right, Jason
One
in the
No,
below,
no,
middle,
one
no,
below,
no, no,
one
no,
the
below.
one below, the one
no, no,
below to
no,
the right.
no,
You
no.
don't know it go
Second row,
in the
third
middle.
person, second row. Yeah,
All right. So the one on the second row to what?
you're right.
The lower right. All right.
You keep on trying to put some low and some type of thing there. What? Anyway,
Anyways, and of course, our guest, Raquel Bursley, which is on the show with us today. It's a privilege to have her with us today. So we'll be talking about one, the the bullying incident in the school at Denham Town, and of course the UA incident. Of course, some of you have been seeing that in the social media with the girl that got burnt with iron by her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, and of course the issue with the prime minister and the whole corruption thing with and if he was to be charged or he should not be charged. We're gonna be looking at these issues. But before we go into them, we firstly need to talk about Raquel that is with us today. She is the author of two books. One called Changing Seasons, Transitioning from Fear to Faith, and another one called Journal, or the Faith Journal for Women. And of course, I'm a avid supporter of Raquel. Of course, I have a copy of the first book, good read. So if you can, she will go into details of how you can get a copy of one, and also the journal. I don't have the journal yet, and I also have the T-shirt. You don't know it, come here, wear me Faith Walker 24/7
What?
T-shirt. You don't know it, go. Yeah, man, things are going, things are going. So before, without any further ado, I'm gonna ask her to just quickly share how you can get a copy of the book and how things are going for the business, as well as I want her to mention there's a part in this book that I read about failing forward by John Maxwell, and I would like her to elaborate a little bit on that, because a lot of us has been doing business and we start business but we have failed, and how we can progress from there. All right, so
I want to
let's.
ask Raquel a question before Raquel introduce. Raquel, it's a Christian book, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to
But
check.
non-Christian can read it too, because it takes you along a journey. The first part of the book talks about accepting Christ.
Okay. All right. Tell us a little about the book, and I have.
One more thing, it doesn't matter where you are, people. You can get your shirt and your book. Guess what? I hear somebody there. I get the shirt. You understand? So if you're there, America, England, anywhere you're there, you want a shirt or a book, you can get it. She will talk to you about that. Go
Oh,
ahead.
hold on. All right. Go ahead, Raquel.
All right. So good afternoon, everyone. It's really an honor to be on with you all. As Ryan said, there is two books. One is a devotional and one is a journal. Changing Season, Transitioning from Fear to Faith is basically helping person or guiding persons how to take that step. Many of us struggle with fear, and how do we move from the uncertainty and the fear into a lifestyle of faith. And he mentioned a particular chapter about failing forward. And most of us, anytime things don't go according to plan, we always say that we have failed. And I was reading something recently, even talking about our mindset, and that successful people see challenges not as failure, but as opportunities, as something that pushes them forward. But many of us who live in fear, we are fearful of failing. But faith says you put everything out there, you take a leap, you take a step, and things will work out eventually. So failure is defined, according to John Maxwell, as the cost or the price you pay for success. Because as you go through and things don't go according to how we plan them, you learn things and you recognize things that you can apply to your life. And after a while, you start seeing things are coming together.
Okay. Lovely. Raquel.
Yes, sir.
So as a Christian myself, the first topic you want to talk about is this bullying situation. You saw the video with the Denham Town people?
So yesterday is the first I actually looked at it.
All right. I want you to tell me how the book can help me and my faith. How me not murder them boy. But anyways, people. Listen. I'm going to play the video. I want to discuss this. People, you guys, let me just do a quick thing. I'm more Raquel sharing on the whole topic and talk to us about how as Christians we can deal with a situation like this. Ryan.
Pressure.
And Fabian, Leon and Jason and the viewers. The video circulated showed 2 boys from Denham Town High School who abused or bullied another boy, beat him up properly, right? Kick him up in them ribs and everything. And there's a twist to the story, which I'm going to talk about after the video plays. I'm going to play the first part of the video. It won't have an audio. No audio, right? So I'm going to play the first part. And I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about this. So I'm gonna sit back. So him look like he's a prefect or a sixth farmer. So them a tell him to kneel. If you turn and face the wall. You put your hand on the head of some execution style sitting man. Box. Alright.
That's enough. I don't want to know more.
That's enough.
Don't want to see no more.
Alright.
I can't
So,
deal with no more.
Alright. Now, guys, want to think about it. First thing, I need to know. Let me ask Fabian. Fabian, what are your thoughts on it?
No, put yourself in a...
You might not know.
Your son.
Your son. If I your son, I get beat up.
I get beat up. Why? You'd have to go see a different Fabian. Because you'd have to go see the rat of Fabian. And I mean, dog are nice.
No, you have to be specific, man. Come on, man. Remember a rat of Fabian. What you going to do, Fabian? What you going to do?
No. God forgive me for the thought. So I'm going to leave it as this.
Well, listen, let me tell you what me would I do. And since you're afraid to talk.
I'm not afraid of it. You just can't get free shot to certain thoughts. And boy, when I kidnap, listen, all right, let me tell you, let me tell you something. All right, so I have a colleague, right, who used to live in the same area as me, and his brother died, right? So them look to me as their bigger brother. 3 of them, one died, the eldest died. So they look to me as their bigger brother, and
You can put it on the mic there.
Come closer to the mic.
And he went to the same school I did, right? So a little altercation happened, and then threats were being thrown. And if this dude, who is not even my son, it got me angry, and I ended up going to Arden. You understand? I'm calling the name, sorry. I ended up going up to the high school, and I approached these boys. These boys were in 6th form, and this dude was in 4th form, right? And the threats that them sent. And I did tell them off, you see, man, they're so told off that they felt threatened. Told off. Yeah, man. Told off.
It's a British thought that, told off.
Yeah, man. They're so told off that they felt scared. They went to the teachers. Yeah? And then I got called back up to the school.
So Fabian, told off.
Yeah.
Told off is a verbal confrontation at the point, pretty much. It's a verbal thing.
I went to them and I said, listen, you see, when you take up this badmanism, you understand, you have to know what it entails. Because all of this argument we're not doing whatever. Yeah, big threat. Because I'm saying, look at me now, who can walk on the school compound, right? Anything can happen. What if you mess with the wrong person who head just chip, drive by into the school and everything would have happened? Don't play with things on the CR road. Yeah, man. Don't play with things on the Sierra Road and bring it into school compound. You understand? And then his brother was with me, so his brother was like really upset as well and kind of tell him, yo, shut to the boat and sit down and kind of behave. So they did really, really
Deal with them.
scared after that. We
All
didn't
right.
deal with them, man.
Leon, let me hear
So-
Leon. Because those Leon, I go, what are the favors? Because you're too nice. Leon. Let me hear Leon.
Well, I mean, I'm probably the nicest one out there. But me share a quick story with you.
Nicest one there.
I come from a Christian background, and retaliating to violence with violence was never in our development or in our thoughts, And from a Christian perspective, I say I leave them to God and I pray about it and the word. But a few years ago, when I say in my community, I saw us as one of the most peaceful people living in the community. Everybody in my household are Christian. We have never been in conflicts with anybody or have any arguments with anybody. We preach God and we preach good. And a few years ago, my daddy had done some work on his farm. And one boy just walk up, not trouble him boy or nothing, and lick him in the back of my head with a fork. And from that date, he has never been the same. He almost died. That brain damage and the whole thing. And I think the reason why he's alive today is because of a miracle. God performed a lot of miracles and he's here today, still talking, but can't walk. And the guy is still today, and we never retaliate or anything, and him still alive and doing thing. And over time, certain things happen, like in our communities, I mentioned, but I think we have been the subject of bullying by people and family members, maybe because themselves soft. And yeah, you talk to God about it and stuff, and from them time my mind start pray differently. And if you read the Bible, you would have seen in the Bible where God empower certain people to defend or even murder people. And you would have looked
Murder
at it
or
and
kill.
be like, kill, murder, whatever way you do it.
Kill.
You saw people going in the army and go wipe out another army or even a nation in the name of God and all of those things. And people might look and Jesus had come and Jesus preached differently. But when Jesus was upset at some point, Jesus went into the church and he beat up the people. A bad man.
Beat up the people.
People in that church. People in that church are saying things. You might want to look at it from a different perspective, but people in that church are doing things where they're not supposed to do. And him going and him beat them, run them out. Bad man thing.
About the beat part then.
And
What about the beat, Bob? What about that?
you need to go look at it properly.
Yeah, you
But
need
what
to
may I
look at it
say?
properly.
What may I say? From that the time, my mindset changed. And I believe that if from this day, not today, but from that time, my mindset changed. That anybody mess with my family, anybody do things with my family, I don't know. One, may I go pray about it. But at the same time, if the opportunity presents itself for me to defend my family, I will. And if that was, I can't even watch that video, but if that was one of my family members or my son that missed it, so me can't understand. I think God would have given me an option or a get out of jail or a free card to defend them. Or defend them. Because I'm going to do it one time. Then do it one time, I'm going to do it again. And those people, think about it. If them catch somebody will commit a crime, some countries have the law where you hang them. And I guess you're not supposed to take law in your own hands and those things. But certain things, you must be smart. And a lot of times you see people dead, and you be like, oh, they're wicked. Don't say you have no clue what those persons do. And sometimes some people don't belong on the face of the earth. You're not supposed to make that call yourself. But sometimes certain things will happen when make people make certain decisions. And I honestly can't tell you what I would do. But I hope said not like that arise again. And maybe if it does, the Holy Spirit itself inveigle me and protect me from making certain decisions. Because I could never watch my kid go through that and just pray about it and leave it.
And leave it to God. Well, as we talk about that, let me hear Jason, because Jason's facial expressions around they look like should I make some big step up there.
It's hard. It's like a really, really difficult difficult video to watch. Very, very difficult to watch.
Granny says
And
sin.
mhm. And then I'm with Leon in terms of the upbringing that you have. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. I will repay, and all of that. So you are taught to basically just take things. But honestly, I'm a firm believer in self-defense. I don't believe in being the aggressor.
But that wasn't
I don't.
self-defense though, no. If you act
Go back.
and react, that's a self-defense, you know.
No, man. I'm
No,
I'm
no,
talking I'm talking about the young. I'm talking
Oh, the
about the
young
young
man.
man.
Oh, defend
Although
himself.
he was,
Okay. Right.
although you could see that he was there trying to reason his way out because he probably figured that, I mean, it's two against one, so it is easier for me to. Because he was talking to the man like, easy man. I mean, there's no need for this. So but no, it could not. I don't think I could just sit back and allow that to be like that. It
I
is
have a
Hold
twist to
wrong.
the story there.
hold
I
on.
have a twist to
Hold
that
on, hold on,
story
hold
there.
on.
You know,
Before
say,
you even
you
go to
know,
the twist, before you go
It's
even go to the twist,
crazy.
a lot of people are gonna say, they would have deal with them with the law and the law deal with it and this and that. I personally see, you're in the case of my father, a very peaceful person attacked and damaged severely by someone who vindictive. This person do it to other people too. And when it's supposed to go to court and stuff, judges and police and everybody take money and short case, and yes, him got jail, but one little time this man spent compared to the act when commit. And him there road a laugh and do all of these things. So yes, people got jail at Jamaica, but more time I just feel that if you have certain money, and gone away, getting in no trouble, and the law not deal with it the way it's supposed to. So sometimes you see all of these little crime will happen. These are the response and the result of people who make trouble.
Well, here's what. I'm going to ask Raquel to help me out. Because Raquel talk about the faith. And it's very important. We have faith. Faith in how God will handle certain situation. Because, again, we can't breach the law. But I can tell you, I realized a couple years ago that it's not hard for me to go to prison. See? No, it's not hard for me to go to prison. I realized that a couple years ago.
But hold on. I think I want to comment, Rory, before you, because I know you're drastic. Just listening to everybody, my thought, I think, is similar to Jacinth. Like, how is it that I don't know what his parents teaching him? Yes, we learn that we don't push badness, right? But if you're being bullied, how am I going to tell me to get down on my knees? All right? I'm going to coward, I'm going to get down on my knees. You kick me the first time. I'm going to get up. And then I'm going to go back down. There's a desk. There is chair. There is something that
It's not so easy.
Raquel,
It's not so easy.
Send myself.
that is your mind
chairman,
frame.
you have
That's not
chairman.
his.
No. In your mind, something, like when you're young, your parents used to tell us, boy, if somebody lick you, lick them back. I think that would be a natural reaction.
Raquel, sometimes.
Let me answer Raquel. Yeah? When I was going to school, well, I know, man, I was not the bully, and I was afraid of bullies. Yeah, let me put it that way.
You were bullied?
I was, yeah, but by a bully. But we're not going to go into the details of that bullying incident. But what I'm going to say is this: may I try if I were my son, but I rush him if he come home and I say, boy, you just make him tell if you go down. So every time you go down and you go down on your knee, me with that person. No, but we met no Rory. The problem I have with that video with that youth, whichever one, 6 farmer or whatever, is that he keeps going down. I am saying to myself, stand up and talk to the man. Where you're going on your knee,
Listen.
to get kicked.
Right.
Hold on. Let me jump in this.
Let me finish.
It could be like a dead.
Hold on, make you finish. Let
me finish. As bad as these boys are, I've been held up gunpoint already. You understand? And gunman, I tell me what to do. I'm still a plead my case. You understand? So I am saying to you now that if any little thing up here go tell us, listen now, if me go down on my knee, I'm gonna be inflicted with a wound. You understand? So, therefore, all I need to do is stand up and take what me I get then. Me stand up and take what me I get instead of me go down and turn my back. You can't keep me in my head. You can't keep my head against the wall. I don't know what he's gonna do. So it's best you stand up and take what you get.
And take
you
a lick.
understand? Take the lick what you get. You understand? That is my take on it. But he might not take up a desk, he might feel if he try to do something, then go.
You have a point, Fabian. You have a point. Why am I trying to say that?
I said,
He
no,
might
point.
retaliate. He might take a lick, you know,
No,
but he might take a lick face on.
But stand up and take one. Yeah, stand up and
Take a lick face on.
Yeah, face on. Do not go down on your knee. And if you tell your son,
Hold on, alright.
No, man, you have a point, Fabian, because guess what? If you don't go up on the knee, no, yes, I'm going to lick him still, you know, but he might say, he might take a lick face on.
face on.
He said, I have a point, But
But them,
guys,
if them a tell him, say, listen, if you don't do this, me kill you. You understand?
No,
You
no,
don't
no.
do
In
this,
this
never tell him
case,
that.
they never tell him that. They tell him that.
Then they never tell him
that.
go down for your knee. They never tell him say we'll kill you.
But hold on, guys. Hold on a second.
And he could be mentally.
Hold on. As I said, guys, me tell him straight up, say, me here, you know, I pray all the time because me tell him, say, a couple years ago, I realized, say, easy for me to go to prison. Easy. Nothing. Because there was a situation where this on-time taxi when pick up my wife one time. And she asked me to drop her something. I said, call the taxi. I call on-time taxi. I said, I'm too tired. And the taxi pick her up, you know. And you know, say, I did it, and people are supposed to go to some event. And I call her, say, she there. I said, she don't reach it. And I said, no. I said, what? So I call the on-time taxi and I can't get the taxi. I call her phone and I can't get her phone. I call her to go straight to voicemail. I call her around the whole place and I get her. So in my head, I think, say, yo, the man capture her, tie her up and have her in the back of the trunk. And I say, look how I kill him, man, you know. See it? I find him and I kill him. See it? And so I realize that my task get evil that day. Because I say, I go find the man, I have to find him. So I call her on time, I'll give me the information of the man, you know. They're not supposed to give me, but I tell them, say, listen, when I give me the information and come from and whatever, you know. Them give me some information and I say, yo, I'm bridging, get involved. I say, where is he? I say, yo, I go find him. So I realize, say, I go to prison. I never care. So that is when I realize now, say, when your head chip, See?
But Rory.
No, in this case, I'll for my son, that Ryan. Now tell you, me that come pray all the time. I say, God, you say nah give him more than we can bear. You know what Rory White can bear. See? So you're not gonna give me that. See? You're not give me that. Cause me can't bear that.
But
because
I believe if you say he will give you, he won't give you that, you know.
He not give me that, Ryan.
Me have a brethren,
He
me
not
have a
give
Christian, me have a Raquel, me have a Christian brethren, you know. I cannot convince him, say, in care enough to go hurt that the boy, you know. It's as far as in concern, I'll kill the youth, you know. I mean, say, no, I say, you're not.
Right, me might go kill him, right? Me might go kill him, you know.
No, he might think, no.
But I have to capture him, I'll capture him.
No, but him say them youth, them shall be no more. I say, no more, what you mean? He might say them the youth, there shall be no more. You might say, yeah, man, no more, man. You no more. They won't live to do it again. I mean, I say, yo, there's no thing.
Yeah, some people rough.
Christian man. Yeah, man, if you tell him, said, yo.
I'll cut off your finger them though. And pick out all the fingernails. Yes. I'll take out the eyelash them and thing. But I want to give you a twist to the story.
No, but hold on. Sorry. My question to all of us then is, yes, we're talking about what we would do if it's our child. But I'm saying people are at school being bullied. What do you do in that situation?
Right,
I think that's the point I'm trying to think. So boy, you can't just
I have a solution. I have a solution for that.
Okay.
I soon tell the solution. Before me tell you the solution, let me get a twist to the story, guys. So now I get some information all over the place. You know they reach to me sometimes on WhatsApp. People feed me information all over. But one of the information I got, it was from a police who was reporting on the incident. Apparently, that report said the young man who got bullied, he had sex with a 13-year-old minor. And so when they were beating him, you notice he said she has 16. You know the part about something about 16?
Yeah.
Right, so he was saying that the girl is 16. Right? But the must say she had 13. So that was them beating him
For that reason.
Okay.
for that. And also the guy in I think the cracks are also being charged for some other rape case, right? He's being charged for rape case. So when you hear that now, like I'm gonna put that now.
Hold on, let me something. Is it the bully you say have sex with the girl?
The guy was bullied. Yes,
Bullied.
the guy was bullied.
Oh.
So the guy was bullied. He's 21, you know, and he has a mental issue, but the
Has
school
to have
keep
one.
him.
I knew it.
He has to
The
have one. He
school-
has to have one.
Yeah,
He
the
has
school
to have
keep
one.
him still in the school system. You know, as I guess the school is doing it, helping out. So he has been repeating, and so on. The school keep him. So he's 21 actually.
But bro, that's why I
And
said
so,
to you say.
so there's a
wrong
mental,
with the
there's a
psyche.
mental issue. Yeah.
That's why I said to you, there's something wrong with your psyche if you keep a get down on your knee. If somebody kick you, I say you can't just in your right mind.
But Ryan, hearing that, Ryan, are your views
Still
still the
wrong.
same? Okay, that's what I make
Yeah.
sure. Your views.
Still wrong.
Do you think that he should get at least one kick?
Did you get any information why those
boy?
boys' trousers was open?
Me never understand that. Look like some style.
That's style.
Them zip pull, them button pull,
All right,
everything pull.
so when me a teach, when me there teach, I realize some of the boy them like to do that, where them pull them pants and it just open like that. But it's not like them zip down or anything. The belt just pull. You understand? Me don't know where they get that.
Zip down this one, don't know. Zip down, belt pull, and button pull.
Oh, so them I go too far now. Me never see the zip down part. But me
I don't know what kind of style that.
me don't know.
But anyways, Ryan, talk to me about the guy now. More than tell me what you guys think should happen now, given that if that is true, what the officer said in terms of the guy who was bullied, have sex with a 13-year-old. What do you think should happen? So and what are the things you think we can do?
First of all, him never supposed to be back in the school after such a crime happened, right? And if that was even my child who is mentally ill, and I know that happened, I would not have put him back into a situation for something like that to reach him. You understand? I would need to get more details as to how him end up sleep with a 13-year-old, you say? And what happened? Was it that they're a boyfriend and girlfriend and she's the only one who like him or whatever, and then them end up into something, but then he never
No matter she
was
at
that
13.
old. I know,
he should
but
be
that's what I'm
charged.
saying. He didn't know
No,
that she was that old.
but statutory rape and rape are two different things, you know. As much as age, they are two different things. So,
But the fact that she's 13.
But what if
I get she's 13.
Security bring up a good question there. What if the 13-year-old was your daughter and you said the man rape her? Let's use rape. It wasn't
All
rape.
right,
I don't know
so
if it was
no,
rape. But let's go as far as rape.
Exactly.
Would you think the
We're
beating
talking
justified
about
then?
Be that beat my son if him rape nobody.
No, that is not.
Me
that
would
is
have
not-
beat my
hold on.
son. Him not reach a school for nobody beat him. Me
Why
have
don't we
beat
talk
my
about
son.
jungle
You
justice
understand?
and all these things, you know.
That is why I am not putting him in that situation. I know how Jamaica
So
is.
I don't agree
You
with
understand?
jungle justice, Ryan. I don't agree with jungle justice then. Because no fun agree with jungle justice, you know.
Who did say I agree with jungle justice?
So you don't believe if a man rape all one minor, then we cut off him things and beat him and hang him up in the streets.
No.
Boy, I see jungle
Nah,
justice
I'm
already,
not
you know.
for that. I am not for
Well,
justice.
jungle
I've
justice
seen
already.
it already and it's nothing good.
I've seen it already.
You understand?
And nothing good.
And
But
people lose their lives for
sometimes
jungle
some
justice.
people, yeah man, I see man a scale over pike fence for run for
So what do you
life,
want
man.
when a man go around and beat a minor and
Them
rape
should get
her?
beaten.
Well,
Justice.
You don't want justice. Hang him and beat him and cut off in things. What? We're not doing nice. Listen, when you start up these things, you know, the people go make sure say them not tanked.
Breaking up Rory. Army.
Oh,
Raquel Freeze.
Am my internet? Sorry about that, guys. Mr. Break up?
Every now and again.
No, I'm saying when you start have these things and people are beat them and the community get involved, see, and say it can't go on, people will be far more reluctant to commit certain crime. You don't think so?
But since we are on the same thing, let us look at the UA incident with this guy. Same way. You at the same jungle justice thing.
That's not a jungle justice.
No, I'm saying if you were
nonsense.
there. Well, I know. I'm saying if you were and your friends were there and you hear something, just do that. Yeah. And you hear say, boy, some people
Ali,
decide
it's
to
a
gang
bit
up
of
on
Christian,
him.
right?
Gang
It's a
him.
bit of Christian.
Yeah, eh?
Ali,
and quite a few of your friend them. You hear says whole of you them and say, go gang the you and beat him to death. Would you be for it? The you
Not say a man.
burn the girl with the iron.
No, not to death.
Me not beat him to
Not
death.
to death.
Not
Not
beat
to
him to
death.
death. But me I
Not to
beat him.
death.
But do you
I
know
belt
that
him.
sometimes?
That's how it occurs, you know, when you start beating them and
No,
man
my
get
time
angry
my
and
time
kill.
dead.
But tell the people what happened about the UA. Tell the people what happened about the UAs too then. Give them a synopsis how it go on.
So basically, she and this guy were together, and this guy, the boyfriend, heard that she was cheating. and him decides to boy I'm gonna lock up in some room for 3 days, and him just constantly use iron and a
Kidnap
burner
her.
all over her body,
Burn her.
and that is just
Let me tell you, man.
why no
So,
it's
hey,
all them something,
man,
you know.
man, them
No
can't
reason
handle.
at
That's
all.
just sick. That's just
Sick.
sick.
It
Meant-
deserve
you're
a
psy-
belt.
No, as far as I'm concerned, you have
What?
to be psychotic in order for you to be doing this kind of thing.
No, it's not psychotic.
You
Let
have
me
to be
tell
crazy.
See, us men don't know how to handle our emotions. You
Don't put me in
understand?
it. Don't put me in it.
No, you know, hold on.
We
it's-
don't know
no,
how
no,
to handle
Leon,
certain emotions.
you are
No.
in
And
that
at
category.
worse, if you're,
Leon,
of course,
Leon, you're
of course.
alone in that
Unless
category. You're alone.
unless me and her there, hold on, unless me and her there, I'm gonna go find her in my bed with the next man. Me I bust up the two of them. Let's say you can see me mad. Let's say you can see me mad. But
Easy, I leave. Easy, I just leave. You see me, I say, but
No,
if
son,
you
you're
put
not
yourself
left
in the
like that.
category the
You're
way you
not
can
left like
handle
that.
your emotions, I can.
You're not left like that.
If
No, I can't. No, I'm just saying.
But there is a difference. Look at
There's
it.
a difference. There's
You,
a difference.
you go, Leon, and you catch her with somebody in your bed, and
That
in
different.
the heat of the moment, you fight and you mash up the place and you bust up the two of them. You can understand that for 3 days.
Exactly. That is
First
sick.
locked down. You're
Something clicking
using
in there.
iron. You're using for 3 days. That
Yeah.
no.
I'm not smelling
That
that.
is
Guys,
that
guys,
is
hold on.
height
It's not even a
sickness.
person that. He's not
I'm
even
going to
a
tell you
man.
something. I'm going to
Yeah,
tell you
Call
something,
him a
guys.
man.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm telling you something. The solution. I'm going to link this back with the previous one with the bully people. Because on a serious note, I realize sometimes we talk some things by the links we see happening in Jamaica like the next day, like a solution. I don't know if somebody are listening. I don't know how somebody in the
we have
government are
solution
listening.
too.
See it? I don't know who are listening. But listen, back to the bully guy. So the first thing is that one of the things is that you have to involve the parents in everything from day one. One of the things, and is that one of the things the public school lack is involving parents. That a lot of private schools tend to involve parents, a lot not public school. See? Because the moment teachers will see problems from early out and don't involve parents. One of the things, let me tell you, because let's just see a boy I give a certain problem. See? From long time. You simply send him home and reach out to the parents and say, listen, he won't be admitted into school until you come in. But
Hold
the
on.
teachers are not.
One second, Rory. If you, I'm sure I've not done the research. I can't give you stats to show this. But a lot of these children who are in this kind of situation, the home situation is not correct. So I have spoken to teachers, and you call the parents. Parents don't show up. So
Which one,
trying to
Arlene? Which one,
involve-
Arlene?
But if the parents don't show up, right? Then
trying
he
to
stay out of school.
involve- Yes, stay out of school and do what? They're going to be
Right.
on the roadside still.
So-
They're going to be
I think-
hanging
I
out
think-
at
I
the door,
think-
and they're going
Hold on,
to
hold
be
on.
a menace.
To add to
I
that,
think-
Rory, hold on. In the UK, and as I'm saying, the solution points are going to give. Jamaica need to look at foreign countries and probably copy the best strategies that they can. So Rory mentioned that
Some of
kid
them,
home.
because some of them are shoot up in school. But
Yeah,
go on, talk.
we're not talking America. You have a lot of different countries that are really
Lord
successful
Jesus,
in managing this.
I take out America.
You mentioned that send the kid home and the kid don't come to school until the parents come. Now, in the UK, there is this thing where if your kid don't go to school for a certain amount of time, the parents will get fined. The parents have to go to court and pay
Yeah.
money.
There's
So-
something there.
Yeah.
Because of how Jamaica is, the government need to implement, the government have to involve and know say, certain things are going on, we need to put things in place. If your kid gets sent home for you if you come back to school with your kid before the kid can attend, and the parent don't come for 5 days and don't have a
man.
medical
Charge.
pass
Yes,
and a doctor.
Thank
Yes,
you,
then you
Leon.
go to court and then you pay. And if they
Charge.
can't pay,
Thank
then
you,
you
Leon.
go to jail.
Thank you, Leon.
So
Thank
to
you.
add to
Yeah,
that,
but-
that thing that needs
What
to
wrong
be
with that,
implemented by the
Jason?
parents.
What wrong with that? What wrong with that, Jason? They're shaking
Yes,
the head. out.
parents
No,
get
Children,
charged.
what wrong with that?
That sounds good and well on paper. That sounds good and well on paper.
And if
But
But
the
the
kid then
fact
can't
is,
pay,
we
then do the
know
same
how
thing. And-
how the system is in Jamaica. A lot of things are not enforced properly. You put that there, and that goes for the one over there who cannot afford to pay off somebody, but the other one over there who can afford it gets off the charge. And sometimes you can't even find the parents. Like they don't even care. Some of
If
these
you can't
parents,
find the parents, Jason, as
some
a
of these
kid,
parents, some of these children, they are parenting themselves. And a lot of time, even in COVID, because some of the teachers who had to deal with the children in COVID, one of the parents, the father not there, and the mother overseas trying to hustle to send this child to school. They have booked on everything, but there's a barren child. So the whole structure, in the home has to start from the home.
Jason, that excuse, right?
Sometimes, you know, Jason, you have to understand that you understand where I come from, but every child must probably have a guardian. You know, must have to be them mother and father must come in. An auntie can come. You understand? Somebody who then live with, that is responsible for that child. That the child not take care of themselves for sure. Yeah, so what I'm saying, what Leon is saying now, with the system in place to ensure that these parents pay the fine if the child does not come to school, is good. But also, I remember when I was going to school, I don't know if they still have it, where we have a session for guidance and counseling. Yeah? And that is...
They're not got a session there.
That cut out of school now?
You know, it's still in there, but they're not go.
All right, it was supposed to go. It was mandatory that we had to go to guidance and counseling. And there was a part of that class we would have what we call conflict resolution, how we resolve conflicts and whatever. And we would have to give our opinions, our share in those sessions. We might not do an exam on guidance and counseling, but I thought for us it made sense. And so for a boys like these now, you have to have some intervention. You can't just have them in the school. Remember when me there go to school, a teacher at school, and we have some boys. I made responsible for some bad boys, you know. And remember one boy did get kicked from one other school and he come to my school, and I made them say, all right, them give me I was responsible for that boy. Ensure him not get in trouble, and he found it difficult. So what we had to do now, everybody assigned. So we said, okay, you assign to these 5 boys. Ensure a boy them walk.
They will go to class.
Yeah, and they will go to class. Assign teachers to them. You understand? That boy, we definitely fail upon that boy. You know, say, from you see him.
Right, I'm cut
you know, say, he needs some guidance or somewhere. Him not look like the type where they go to school and not get no trouble. But you see him, you know.
Right. The school no business about that. Let me tell you something. Because I teach our high school for a couple of years. Right? And when me realized, even I talked to my mother about it a few years ago, said the school no business about that. All them want a good pass rate for CXC. See? So the aim of the school is to get rid of the boys and have as much good boys. The school don't believe in transformation any at all, which is a problem. So because I remember in my 11th grade class, the boy is a tyrant. And so the boy come to class mid-semester, say I come from jail. See? And when me go to him and start reasoning with him and I show him certain things, and I show him, boy, I can't do that and certain things. The boy break down and start crying. And I start mentor the young youth, you know, and I say, yeah, man, you that change, you know. But you get in one little situation, one day I see one big uproar upon the school, and apparently he must see them saying he's going to want girl back. Right? And one piece of something. And the school goes up, bam, and quick, get rid of him and expel him. And when I go to him, I say, Mr. White, I children know Mr. White.
And I'm cutting, but one question, Rory. How was the parental involvement in that situation? You had parents who you could communicate with and who helped you out?
So that's what I'm saying. All right. That is what Ryan and Leon are saying. We need to start involving the parents from early. We take too long. Let me show you something. Today was one of my proudest moments when we got church today. See me still in my church shirt. Right? When we did at church, my little boy looked at me because they have baptism going at church. And my 2 sons look at me and said that they didn't want to get baptized. I say, me never tell about baptized and become Christian. Where you get that from? See? And them say they want to get baptized. I'm not testing him. So I say, if I want to get baptized, why tell the pastor I want to get baptized? I get baptized now. And then the commander say, excuse me, you know, so go. And I say, no, don't worry, it's all right. It's kind of late still. Because baptism start already. But I was a proud father, and the mother was a proud mother. If you know, say, yo, them just look for we by us involved, and then they say, yo, they want to do what mommy and daddy do. So it's very important that the parents get involved from early on. Now, so my parents agree with us, say, yo, them dusty, and them no work nothing. But I bet you say, if you start calling parents from the school and start making parents show them, say, listen, see, your boy a tyrant. And you see, this is what, look on the rest. Look on the rest. We want your boy to conform to certain things and so. Then we start looking at it and say, no man, my boy can't be the worst in the class. No matter which parent, no matter how bad the parent is. If you start show parents that you're the worst in the class, You see parents that say, listen to me, you boy, you better start become not the worst, you know. See? So
Hold on,
at that, but guess what? The parents are not even
Let me hear.
what
Raquel,
the-
I wouldn't use that.
You're
I
Raquel,
wouldn't
obviously.
use that.
Raquel, what
strategy,
would you
but go on.
say? Let me hear Raquel. I said, because Raquel shake her head like say she not agree with what Rory said. Raquel, what is it? You have a
No, it's
input
not.
right
I
there?
don't agree. I just the blanket statement about schools not caring. I don't think is necessarily true. I think one of the things is after a while, when something just seem consistent and all that the school implement, they feel as if it's not. My internet,
You break it up with Raquel.
you hearing me? My internet going in and out.
Yeah, I realize.
My internet going in and out. You hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing.
Yeah, we're hearing it now.
Yes, I was just saying that I think some leadership at the school do have interventions, but they feel as if them hand tied because they're limited in the things that they try to do. And so they feel as if they don't have the resources to bring true transformation because this detention and all of these things many times don't work. The students need deep intervention, need some psychological
No.
help.
But Raquel.
What's in the right say?
Hold on, Rory. Hold on.
Go ahead.
I agree with what you're saying. They put all of these things in place, but if they involve the parents more, put some of the onus on them to assist with all of these programs that they put in place. That makes sense. However,
All right, let me give
I know
an
why you're
example
shaking your
about
head,
parents.
Chasing. Well, I know why Jason to shake her head because
but
not
it's
all
start with
parents
parents.
have that. But it's
No,
not
but
all
let me tell you,
parents
no.
are there to be able to do that.
Yes,
wait,
and
Raquel,
some
let
they
me hear.
send
Come,
cousin,
go
they
say something.
send cousin, they send one somebody who all the person come and say, yes, is that they going on with it school? The parent don't show up because I'm for work.
But guess what?
Or they come and fight. Or they come out and fight of the teacher.
Yeah, but guys, you cannot disregard something and disregard 99% because of 1%.
No, Rory.
Okay,
Rory, listen,
so yes, you're
listen,
gonna have
can I say something? And I you see the road that you are on and what you're saying. I agree with you so much. This is how my mind works. That the parenting has to be a very, very vital part to how any child functions in a school, in church, wherever. This is very, very vital. And if people don't figure out how important parenting is, we're going to be in problems. And that is why Jamaica is in problems. So I'm with you. But you are of the impression, Rory, that a lot of parents think about their children and think about parenting like how you do.
No, they don't.
And it is almost an
No, they don't.
idealistic way to view how parenting is in Jamaica. In my humble opinion, I think Jamaica's biggest problem is a parenting problem. I think that is hands down.
So how do we solve that? Is the school involved?
That is the biggest problem that Jamaica has. And we have to start from and I have some draconian ways to think about it. Yeah, some people are not supposed to be allowed to have children in the first place.
Correct.
But they have it. But they have it.
But they gone already. They have it already.
Hold on.
Yeah,
They have some already, but some of them keep having, and they keep adding, and they keep adding. And I personally feel, you can't shoot me. After a certain, if you can afford to have children, and you cannot do this for your children, you have to retire. Mandatory retire for some people. I'm sorry. Shoot me. I'm not business. Mandatory. Because you keep doing this thing over and over and expecting a different result. It now go. And so we have these children, and some of them become a menace to society. Real menace.
And the parents don't know. And the parents don't know till it's too late.
Do they
as
care?
Arlene says.
Do they
So
care?
as Arlene says.
I'm saying to you, say every parent care. Every single parent care.
No, Rory.
No, hold on. No, stop. Hold on, let me say something, guys. Hold on.
Parents are children themselves.
No, hold on. Let me say something, guys. Let me listen to this. No, hold on, Ryan. Every single parent care. However, not every parent have the resources to act. All right, let me tell you why I said that. Hold on. Let me give a perfect analogy. Every obese person don't want to be obese. That's a perfect analogy. Every obese person
No,
does
it's
want.
not.
All right, fine.
But go on, say what you say.
Okay.
Say what you say.
99% of obese person don't want to be obese. However, based on resources and based on certain conditions, they cannot help it, right? And that is why you have to have intervention. But the reality is that they know that they should not be obese. Every parent does want their child, all right, not every, 99%.
But Rory, and you know, hold on, Rory. Tell me I get upset now. You say every parent cares, and you know when you're talking about parents, and you know which parent you're talking about. Tell me which
parents like yourself.
The mother.
No.
Hold on. Okay, because half of these children, the father is not even in the picture, much less to care. And you say every parent cares.
No.
Jason, let me say me can see where you come from, bro. And if I'm wrong, then I'll tell me I'm wrong. Royce, you're trying to say, I believe that every parent, and there is no parent out there, and we're not talking about, when we say parent now, we're talking mainly the mother. We say we're the mother. Everybody want their child to be successful. Correct? I'm sure everybody would want their child to come out to something.
Come out good.
And so, yes. So, I am going to say that if you as a parent have a child coming to my school, yeah, and I said to you, listen, all if they are foreign, yeah, you must have somebody in a Jamaica that is going to take care of that child for you. I am saying now, as a teacher, say, listen, your boy at their school, I get trouble, and he might bully other students. I deal with bully at school, you know, so I know what I talk about. I have to say, listen, I call the parent, and I say, listen, no, where's your mother? I say, where's your mother? Because guess what, you have bullied this particular boy. And especially we live within this era where a lot of kids are coming to school where some of them are transgender or homosexuals or whatever. They are getting bullied at school. And me as a teacher now can't just make that go unheard of. And so the students know, say, listen now, if somebody are bullied, Mr. White, I go be help me deal with the bully. That's what I say. Anybody a bully, you call me help me bully them. So guess what I do now? I say, listen now, anybody a bully, make me call your parents. And guess what? Whatever percentage you are talking about, Jason, there are few that are not gonna be showing the interest that you would want them to show. Most
exactly.
Of the parents call,
exactly.
Say, okay, Mr. White.
Okay. That's why
5%, right? 5%, maybe 5%.
Okay, Rory, but that
general statement, and I say okay because of the few bad eggs where we can't put this intervention in place. We go up them, you know. But we're going to put it in place to deal with the 95 to 90%.
And if everybody thinks like that, Ryan, then there's no solution.
No, that is not what I'm saying.
Society
listen to what I'm saying.
So Jason, what is your solution?
I am not saying.
No.
Do not engage the parents. You have to engage them. You have to engage them. But before you engage the ones who will want to be engaged, you have to also engage the one them who have to put them on the road, who have to put them all over the place. They don't have a clue about parenting. They don't even care. You have to get those on board also. You have to try. And you have to make people know that having a child is something big and it's something grand and it's a responsibility. You can't just willingly send them onto the school.
Jason,
and not talking about you engage the people, the parents that will and are willing to be involved. You call them in, but that cannot be it.
So you are
what else? Hold on. Rory.
Let me lay that for you.
Hold on, we can't talk so long. I'm trying to say something.
Go on, Leon.
Go, Leon.
Yeah, so happen to live in a country where a solution is there for these things, but it cannot just be a one thing by just involve parents alone. You have to have a holistic system where our people will look at the entire situation and decide that, okay, we're going to solve this. One, it's going to take the government involvement. You're going to take a lot of training.
Right.
You're going to take a lot of training. The schools are going to need more funding to deal with these things. Now, Jamaica government have to decide where they're going to get this money from. Are they going to invest in different things? And, they have to find a way to get this up.
Priorities.
To talk about where the money is
a lot of time, money is there to do other stuff, so then priority have to go change.
Yeah, you can't pay your friend $1 million to go clean one piece of roadside. But anyway, they must put the money into a solution for this. Yes, people are going to say UK worse, but working in a UK school or many schools across the UK, it could have been a lot worse. And you have parents here to when they care about the picnic, just have them to get benefits and all of that. But there is a solution and it works to some extent. And if Jamaica even have peace at it, things would be a lot better. So one, your child is a bully, that child have to get intervention. They are going to put the child in a program where they have to get talked to and shown how to do this. Right now in my school, last week one picnic, bully one next picnic. And me have to recommend that the picnic out to the program. They will get a 6 weeks training how to why bullying not good and this and that, and them have to go through that. If them decide to them now come to school, then the parents have to come with them have to left work and come. Remember, see the parents poor and broke already and have to go left work to come to school. And if the parent not come, then the parent will get charged. And if the parent not come, then I go send social services at the yard, go find out, say, oh, you pick me and get proper treatment. So guess what? You take away the picnic and put the picnic in a state home or whatever. And it go to that extent. So them have a whole barrage of things where them put in place.
Not just the parents, but the child.
But it will take government involvement.
As I said,
it's a country. Then charge for everything. Then charge if you watch TV. You have to pay if you not pay, you go to jail. Then charge if you drive on the road. Then charge if you the land where you live on. You have to sell something, you have to pay taxes. Everything. The government
you don't own the land.
You don't own nothing. Everything you have to pay for.
But sorry, can I interject here, please?
Hold on. People at Jamaica need to realize that in order for the country better, they have to start paying for things. They have to start paying taxes. People who don't pay tax, they go to jail. They don't get too much with things. And then people are outside that selling like a bag juice, they have to pay tax too. Otherwise, you can't sell bag juice. The government need to start put all of these things into place so they can have money to pay for these things. And in the long run, can solve crime. A lot of people now go agree.
You think the government don't have money?
No. Let me tell you something about the funding, Leon. You see, do you know that in a private school?
Hold on. Sorry, Rory. Sorry. Raquel did want to say something.
Okay.
Raquel.
Thank you. So Leon, I so agree with you on that point. But one of my problems that I'm having with us as Jamaicans, with Jamaica as a whole, is that our culture, we have a culture we're kind of wrong. Because if the government tries some of those things that you are saying, all of the people there are going to start Black Road, and we're going to say government poor people.
Blind place, send them a jail.
No, please.
We don't have the space for that.
You're going to have tire
Guys, Raquel. Guys, hold on. I need to say this, guys.
Raquel, let me say something before Rory. Raquel, people do not just quickly embrace change just like that, you know. You have to go through. Yeah, so you have to understand that these are going to be some of the repercussions. Black Road, Black Road.
My thing about what Raquel.
Even though some people might think it's foolishness, right? With uniform, I remember once when they started this uniform thing, uniform must be a certain length. To me, it wasn't so much about the uniform, you know, it was about instilling discipline and for people to just abide by the rules and standards. What happened? The students out the door, a protest, parents come, a protest, TV, protest. After a while, there's some press that the government or whoever just can't deal with, the school just can't deal with it. And here what? They must say we're going to lose time for education and all that. That's going to happen.
Yeah, but
and I'm not Raquel. I'm not saying don't do it.
Anything you implement.
Do it.
Anything you implement, Raquel, any change you make, people are going to fight against it. But let me
right.
I want to say something, guys.
Let me finish.
Go ahead, finish.
I'm not saying don't do it. But I'm saying one of the things that we have to work on is the culture and the mindset of the people. Because with Leon, I remember you talking about the same thing, $1,000 fine. When the $1,000 fine come, the people them not real up like that because what in there they have a different mindset. So we have to work on the people, on their mindset as we implement these things. Or we're going to constantly be implementing, and it's going to become a 9-day wonder.
But
so how do we do that?
How do you change the culture? How do you change the culture?
Guys, hold on.
Go on, Rory. Your time.
No matter what.
Hold on, Rory. Sorry to cut you. Sorry. Before you continue, guys, please like and subscribe and share the video. Yes, thank you for joining us today. But I just need to put that out there.
I just love Fabian's I just love Fabian's
interject at some point.
Go. Right, but guys, let me tell you something. No matter
right, so you have to solve third world problems with third world solutions.
Hold on. Leon, hold on. Is there anything you do? I'm attack from as an entrepreneur. Me talk as a teacher once. Me talk as a manager with a corporate. Me talk about all of the different positions I have. Anytime you put something up to make something better and change something that is there, you're gonna get fight back, no matter what. So let us not start from this. And let me say this, guys. If you take a look at the public school versus the private school, and if you take a look at how people say, okay, once you tend to go to prep school, then grow up a better way than how they go primary school and set up a better way. It doesn't, no quick for set to be say, oh, because public school have almost integrity and so and private school have people who can afford it. But let me tell you something, that's not true. You see, what happens is that, even the man Crawford talked about the other day, what is the true cost of a student? In the private sector, almost nearly $500,000 for the whole year. All right, let's say 400,000 for the year. It costs to educate a child the right way. In the public sector, it's $10,000, $20,000 then put towards resources. They don't put nothing towards resources. Other day when my son make a remark, a negative remark, it's something rude to a student, me get called in the next day. No, me's a busy person. But I have to find time because they have to come. I have to go and listen to the teacher tell me, say, your son said this, because the teachers are being paid to care. See, when people start care from early, even if, and let me just say this again too, students spend most of the time at school, you know. When they wake up, then brush their teeth and then go to school and come back home 5 o'clock, then do their homework and go in bed. Wake up and go to school, come back home 5 o'clock, do their homework, go in bed. So the parents have to do for them work as well. But a lot of it also has to do with the school. So if you're not school, people are right, and intervention in the school, and teacher not care, and principal also not care and see. No, if teacher
system breakdown. System breakdown.
My mother never know said me a fight at school till couple years ago. Me tell her, somebody say, "Oh, the fight at school." She said, "Jesus mercy, God." Me say, but the school not can the mother. I tell her when I fight. My mother never know. Say, me not take chat at school. See? So, I'm after I take chat at school.
All right, hold on, Rory. I get what you're saying.
But hey, people, I couldn't know. Hey, Mister, I couldn't know still, you know, say when I tell my mother find out, say, you know, take chat at school and go up there, you know. Go team one crack your face, you know.
That was a different case.
Me know, man. Me tell that
Embarrass me.
Me tell that catching on a ear box, man. Bro!
One piece of box. Yeah, those things important too.
Hold on, Jason. Hold on. So, Rory, we all agree with what you're saying, but what Raquel is saying as well is that the mindset of the people has to change in order for the system to work. So, where do we start?
But
yes, in the schools.
Hold on. Mindset after a while, you know.
Hold on. So we have to start
over time.
Yeah. So Rory, we have to start at the school. Why? Because these are the younger generation, and they're the ones who we can mold into the way that we need them to be molded. Yes. However, some of the things that we put into place, we cannot be so strict with how we put them into place and don't see how to improve on them. So this whole talk about kids getting locked out of school and because dress code is
foolishness.
We need not necessarily foolishness, but they need to improve on what they do with those students, because all you do is leave a gateway for these students to just walk up all them business and then end up in the wrong company and go pick up gun or go sell drugs. So therefore, instead of locking them outside of the school, put them in one classroom or something where you're having a discussion about a topic where they're not going to like and won't want to sit in that.
Well, let me answer Sherry. Sherry, answer
on
the
top of that,
what Sherry says?
Answer the question. The public teachers don't care.
They care. But they don't have the resources.
They don't care enough.
No,
let me tell you what I'm saying.
They don't have the resources.
No.
I take it back. Richard.
Take back.
You were a teacher, Rory. You never care enough.
Make care. But let me take it back.
But take back that.
Go on. Yeah, I take it back.
Once we see.
I wanted to say.
Well, not the resource.
I wanted to say, Rory, do they care? Yes, a lot of them care. And this is having conversations with a number of teachers. And I see some of the things that they do and they go through. I said, all right, certain things are made for some people. I know why I could not be in that profession. So they do care. A lot of them do care. One of the things that I want to address, something that you said, Raquel said, and you were addressing. Raquel was saying that the protest and stuff, because anything is implemented and all of that. And you were saying with changes, protests and people will always resist change, because change is never a comfortable thing.
Right.
I want to say is a part of the problem in Jamaica is the will to enforce the things that are law.
Right.
Because it is not a lot of time. Laws are there now. A lot of laws are there and rules. Some of the time you look at them and they're there. The mindset that needs to change is that if you do something and I am going to be sanctioned because I did it. And if you over there, you do the same thing, you're also going to be sanctioned. And if Jamaicans feel in their head that is going to be a case, probably some of these things I would say will happen. But we are living in a culture where the rules don't apply to everyone. And the rules and the laws are there. And people say, oh, just like the ticket. Oh, we can get around that, man. And we in a culture where, and that is a part of where the mindset needs to change. It's not that the law is not supposed to change, and we're going to be afraid because we put these things in place, and because the people go and protest, we're not going to put the laws in. Of course the laws need to go in, but the laws need to have teeth. And if you can't put in the law today, and because the protests are because we're excited today, and tomorrow we just lax on it. No, man, we're not doing it again because, I mean, who is going to say, it's not necessary. And the change, you keep saying the change needs to start in the schools, the change needs to start in the homes.
In the home.
Before we're going to school.
But can I say this though?
You have a big culture with so many people having kids.
But hold
on. Third world problem. In Jamaica, you have so many families where it's where they go to school and them problems, so they don't know what better to do. So in this case, you have to start a school. You have to start with the kids them from them small. And then you identify. Next step is to identify the ones who parents can. Me as a teacher in a school, I have to look out for certain things on these kids in terms of how they behave and stuff. And then when we find that reports to a particular system and somebody oversee that and look and say, okay, that home you might have issues, we then get the people in from their home and put them in a situation where they have to start learning. And because they don't want to feel at the situation all the time, them start confirmed by educating them kids what they need to do and help. So you need to start somewhere. So you start in the school by identifying. Yes,
I agree with that.
No, I'm tell my parents when they come a parent teacher meeting with the child there, I say, listen, this is a threefold thing. You understand? Me have a part to play, you have a part to play, and the child have a part to play. All three have to pull weight. If the child now pulling weight, then the whole link, the whole thing are going to break down. If you now pull your weight, everybody have to pull in weight. You understand? So if you say at the school, the school have the part to play, but the parent have a part to play too. You understand? I can't leave them outside. So if you go say, oh, I'm going to just deal with him here, so I'm not going to call the parents in. A problem not.
Exactly. You have to call the parents in. That's what I said. Get the parents involved.
As me say, you right to listen.
Charge them too.
No, literally enough we can deal with the situation and whatever, but you
5%.
cannot use those percentages,
5%,
those small,
right.
that small percentage, and say you're not gonna get them involved. They're definitely to get
5% of people don't care about them pity.
But can I say this though?
Move up, right?
The culture.
Too long ago, one touch for Andrew Holness. Can talk about mindset.
I may talk about now what Jason just talk about the law, enforce the law now. We need to go touch upon Andrew Holness and think about the law. You understand? Because all of a sudden this conflict of interest thing came out. And all of a sudden,
hold on. Let's put it in perspective first. What happened to Andrew Holness? And if you tell the people don't know what happened to Andrew Holness.
Yeah.
So basically, in a 2006 to 2009, Andrew Holness,
allegedly.
No.
Everything is allegedly. Everything.
Allegedly. All right, good. Let's go. Allegedly, in 2006 to 2009,
anybody, I just want to know before you start talk. Anybody who are prime minister, man, I'm a friend. Okay. PNP or JP, anybody who are prime minister, man.
Yeah, man. We need very much friend for real. But in 2006 to 2009, I think he had an associate by the name of what? I can't remember his name. Darwin or Garvin or something like that.
Garvin
XYZ.
Robert.
XYZ. Yes, but what happened during that time, that period, when Andrew was Minister of Education at that time, he recommended contracts to go out to the company that his business associate would have received
14
funds
contracts in
of-
total.
Yes, and this amounted to about $5.7 million. All right, and the IC.
You have to look out for your own, my youth.
Make him man finish, Leon. Make him finish.
So these monies were paid over by means of recommended contracts to this company. Yeah, and of course this man, of course, we said is Andrew Holness business associate. So now we're talking about a conflict of interest, and as a result, now from 2009, the IC had much page, that 57-page document with report to say that we have a case to prosecute the Prime
Integrity
Minister.
Commission, that's IC.
Yes, the Integrity Commission have a case to prosecute the Prime Minister, and all of a sudden they said there's substantial evidence to prosecute him. Yeah, and all of a sudden the case have been dropped. No file.
All right, and they add some more meat to it, right?
Go on, Adi.
So just to put things in perspective, when you're working in the public sector, guys, right?
One second before you continue. I just want to find out, was the bidding process and the procurement thing,
Right.
that guideline followed?
Exactly. No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Which is what I'm putting
Were
into
there other
perspective.
tenders and so? No. Okay.
Right.
All
So what happened is this, right? You see, when you work in the public sector and you're having any project of any sort, you have to do a public bidding thing where public tender, where people bid for the job, right? Send in all the required documents, because at the end of the day, it's a public sector and we as individuals pay a tax to keep them there, right? And so if they have a project, we are also entitled to apply to do whatever project they have, because we are part of the public as well. So what happens is that if you have a little debushing thing go on, you have to put it out there, and Leon Company, Fabian Company, Raquel Company, Jason Company, Ryan Company, and our company can apply for the position, and they will go through a whole process to choose the best bidder based on price, based on qualification, based on everything. Now, what happened back then, them basically ignore all of that. So pretty much Allegedly, Andrew friend, right? Pretty much got 14 contracts. 12 out of the 14 contracts that were put out. One of them, the request was made the same day as the payment date, right? So we have information. But the fact of the matter is that, what do you say about a man like Andrew Holness in power, or anybody in power in the public sector, looking out for them friend? That's what it pretty much boiled down to.
Yeah.
Right? What say to
Hold on.
that?
Before we continue, we need to make it known that the IC did say they found nothing in this report. So
this is.
No, hold on. I need to put that out there.
What's that?
Putting that out there.
But
What's that?
Fabian, Mr. asked the question. Didn't they say that there's substantial evidence first? And then
yes, they were investigated some leads that showed that there was some evidence of some sort to say that he was
I can just say one. I'm just gonna make one comment on this because I think I might have to be going shortly. But this again, because I'm sure in all of the comments and everything and the commentary around this, you're going to hear one, people say, after not in one do it. And two, as Mr. Leon was saying a while ago, me I have to look out for my friend first. These are some of the things that are wrong with Jamaica. We have a mentality of
fix your mindset.
We have a mentality of
a rich country.
We have a mentality of you can only get through if you know the right people. We have it's not all the time. And in certain, and I mean, of course, in Jamaica, anything, any door can open for you if you know the right people. And I think it is
I don't know which palm to grease.
I'm sure every culture has a little bit of it, and I'm saying I'm not going to say that my Jamaican people are worse than anyone else, but there are certain things that are just embedded in it, And I was speaking to one of my friends the other day, and I'm saying, even us as Christians, we say we're trying to live a good life. But if we really live a good and a good, decent Christian life in Jamaica, it's not really possible in some sense. Because if you look at this, you're going to an organization. You're going into an organization, and even the fact that, me not join a line, there's a problem with that, You're supposed to join your line. I'm not join a line because I know one of the
I'm join line at airport.
I mean that.
No way. There are certain things that are just embedded in the culture. And
Isn't that called favor?
You know, this time I'm not go down there for favor road with you, Raquel.
I know a person. I know a lady who give her husband contract, right?
2 days, yeah. That me they ask
because the husband can do the work, so rather than whatever, them customer say you are going come do the work. No, let me ask a question. The lady who gave the husband the contract because the husband have a company that can do the work. Something wrong with that? Because the husband can get the work done good and quick, and they say, yo, here we go. Come do the work and done quick and
Something
fast.
is wrong if you didn't follow due process.
If you didn't follow the process,
No, but you're looking at it. You're just at the right place at the right time. This husband, why should the husband have an advantage over you? You can do the same. You can do the same thing, and probably even better too.
God put things in place.
But can we
I agree with you, Jason, but have you look into it? You said these things because you are not the beneficiary of anything or any such act. Your husband, when you're married, get into these positions.
Leon, hold on, Leon, before you even say that. Me not say me who don't want benefits from some of them, but because me who don't want benefits from some of them, don't mean say right. Of course, I would want it. No, Leon.
But no, it is 100% wrong. Because everybody did not fear.
Me not go on like say me an angel. I'm not going to a bank and know one friend. I have one friend who know one friend. I'm not saying, but because I do it don't mean say right. And that is it. A lot of us, we would staunchly stand up against certain things. But when it comes to that, we say, no man, it wrong still in a but
who say wrong? Me not listen to me. Voila.
No, we need to look.
Some of it.
Can we look at the role of the Integrity Commission? Because a lot of us, probably as Jamaicans, don't really understand the role that the Integrity Commission really play in the entire process. They are responsible for anybody that breach the code, yeah? And the code, it applies to any parliamentarian.
And everybody. Everybody.
Hold on. You guys are speaking as if something was breached.
Yeah, well, I know. So this is what I said. What?
Alright, play the video, make people see. Play the video, make people see. Because you quite like you play the video. You know what? People.
But Rory, the video still does not show that process was not followed.
Collusion,
excuse me.
All right, Jason.
It was great. It was great talking, guys. But I'll follow in the chat. I'm gonna run now. All right. Bye, guys.
Later, Jason.
While Ryan, I'll look for the video.
No,
While
I
look for the video. Yes. The Integrity Commission is there to prevent all of these things or to hold everybody accountable.
Anyway, once they suspect, even they suspect there is any form of corruption. You understand? If they suspect that there is any form of corruption, they need to submit a report. You understand? To be brought to the floor. They did not.
But if at the end of the day, listen.
They're saying they did not, as if there was corruption.
Me are going to politics.
Remember initially there was, they said that they had evidence. That is what I say. So
me are going to politics.
Where is it?
And me know say me are going to become prime minister. And me have a business, me are already do business. And I say, you want to help the country and thing, but at the same time, you know the prime minister, which an honest prime minister them going there and come out rich. You have a set salary. You understand? And you're going to go stress out yourself in a politics and gray off your head, and when you're done, you big bread. You mad? I'm going to look out for my friend them and make sure so we set up something so they can get some money along the way. I shoot that me I go do. So I'm going to put me in politics. I'm going to make sure I say we get a contract. I'm going to make sure say Ryan get a contract. Then get a contract.
But a breach of
the code, but think about it. You think me are going if you go help the whole country and everybody are going to get country? And
But Leon, there's something I forget to know. Leon, the guy who was on the contract, you know, them do business together because he's also a director of a company where Andrew Holness Saga. So what you know say? What you know say the thing circle right back around? No, but you know say the circle right back around. You know say him get you. You know say him not get you and give him a piece.
Then I must something like then I say me that do. Me not business with Andrew. Me talk about myself. Me not give me friend. Now me know say my friend I go give me mother. My friend I go give me mother. I don't get it back. I don't get. That me I do. You don't business with Andrew. When me going that me I do.
So Leon,
remember say
so we are talking about a conflict of interest as well, yeah? And also Leon, based on what you are saying, yeah? Based on what you're saying, if you were in power, we could have bring a charge against you then, basically.
No, me I go do it in a way that listen, me I go ensure say me I go before you the boss of the Integrity Commission quick. And me I go plant my friend over there so. You understand? I go plant my friend over there so. So when you know sitting here come up and report catch him just burn that and dash that. You know? I make control the whole land everybody. So when my report over there so you not take a beer.
Yo,
listen, thank God you don't know politics.
Man, tell everybody corruption.
You say me no politics. I'm here afraid you know so you say. That's it.
The colleague comes to Leon. Remember me.
You know how people tell me that. Listen. Me know say 3 months down the line, me I go get a contract for build a bridge. Me I call my friend and I nothing for do bridge and say, listen, go start one business to build bridge. You understand? Start a business to build bridge. And then I make everything in place.
Right
now. Yum!
Straight up.
First contract I must get it. Remember me tell you.
Are you saying look over friend, brother? You understand?
All right. Thank you, Sharida. That is why the Integrity Commission was established.
People, we control them. You control the Integrity Commission.
You control that.
How you going to control it?
Think about it. Look at Trump do. When Trump went up, Trump fire all of the people in Obama put in place.
We're against him. No. If I have been against him. Everybody against. Hey, and then Trump for everybody, we're against him, you know. You understand? If you find people against you, you get rid of them fast.
Boy.
That's what you're learn.
Yeah, man, get rid of them, man. You judge them.
Listen.
You control everybody. You have to know if you do this thing. So you will never go to jail.
That's why corruption will continue to reign.
No, corruption not end. It can't end.
Yeah,
that's why corruption in the system, man.
Look at England when they say them a first world countries. When COVID go on, what my name? Boris Johnson awarding friend millions of pounds of contract to give out masks and all sorts of them things. I friend, man, drink together.
It is wrong. As much as you say,
but yes, it's wrong.
It is wrong. But I mean, if
there's no buts. No buts,
No.
but no. And that is where we're going.
Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Hold on.
1 second.
Hold on.
1 second, Rory. You remember when the Prime Minister of Singapore said, I don't know about this statement when he said, listen, we need to start charge and arrest people from the top and stop.
Of course.
All you know Deadpool and the family.
No, listen, man. You see, all the people with the parliament, none of them get arrested, none of them get charged, for some things when them are going out now. And until we start look at them, our focus on them with the corruption there, then we will never be a better country.
That's not question. No, that's not question. Hypothetically, it's not true. Now, so not nobody thinks they are true. For them come lock me up. Hypothetically speaking, see? Mm-hmm. What if you are work somewhere, right? And public sector, let's say, and every time something come about to fix, they fix one little thing here, so they go through 10 million and one processes, and it take 5 years to fix one simple little weeny problem, right? Which is typical government in Jamaica. Then take forever to do things. Right? Then go through processes but some of them doesn't make no sense. And let us say you look at it and say, yo, I can't bother now. So guess what? Me know somebody who can get this thing done right now, quick and fast, so we can move on. I will say, yo, listen, hear me I say no. Come deal with this, yeah. I have a problem myself, you have to come fix it. You need to fix it in 2 months, quick and fast. No, they not collect anything, they not whatever. They just say, yo, listen, I know so I got to deal with it because me can't deal with the long drawn out thing, which is the norm. You are telling me, say, that person wrong.
The problem I have with it. Yeah, the problem I have with that, Roy. The problem I have with that, Roy, is because you work with him. The problem with that is because he's your business associate. You see, if you
no, business associate.
Listen,
No,
Ryan,
business
that
associate. No, business associate.
Hold on.
He is a business associate
Hold
with
on.
Andrew Holness.
It don't matter of him being a business associate of Andrew Holness or anything, because if there's a contract and there's a bid and my friend win it, it's not because I am friend with him means say him should get.
No, him one bid. Him one bid. In a Andrew Holness case, allegedly, the friend a fee bid a loan come in.
So nobody else bid for it then.
One bid. So there was a debushing situation. Recommended by the Prime Minister. All right. But again, maybe he says, listen, I have some debushing thing to do. My brother have a debushing company. I can't wait 4, 5, 6 months. Just come deal with him. I recommend this company because this company can get things done quick.
As a matter of fact,
there's nothing wrong with that.
As a matter of fact, if me have any friend, if me in charge of one constituency and me have any friend, me not supposed to look as the Prime Minister or the person in charge of a constituency and be like me a debushing for you. My friend can't tell me, say, you want bush one chopping up. Me cut it down. I mean, I just sign a paper and make him go cut it down. You understand?
No.
So people like people.
That's why there's
the only problem with it, and why they have these processes in place, people, and this is serious now, is that the friend can charge an exorbitant amount.
That is the thing, another thing too.
And
then you're right, and you
So-
recommend that the money be paid over to him.
That's why when they have the public tender, what happens now? People might come in and say, so your friend a charge 1.2 million. People out there can do the same work just as competent, and they will charge 800,000. You have to choose that person because, but you should choose the 800,000 because it is in the public's interest to choose the 800,000 person because of our tax paying. I feel with money. You know. Yeah. But you take my money and go give your friend who are charged $1.8 million to do a half, quote unquote, half-ass job. Zin? Right?
So the procurement procedure takes time, and if you want to do any business with government, you have to prove that you are competent in that area with even your employees, and you have to disclose the background and all of these things. Anything where going to be over $2.5 million currently has to go through Parliament. So the Parliament.
I think 500,000 have to go through bidding process.
No. 500,000? No. 2.5 million. Once it is over 2.5 million, it has to go to Parliament, procurement procedures.
Okay.
So you have to display your competence, show your reputation, and you have to bid for it. So it needs to go on the government public website for people to look at. So this is up for offer, and then people follow up a proper procedure to bid. And now the government have to look at that and then have a team that, analyze everything, look at your previous work, look at the persons in your company, look if you're trustworthy, and make a decision. So sometimes it's not necessarily the cheapest one they have to go with. They go with the ones who's most.
I agree with you. Yeah. But whichever one they choose, Leon, it has to be in the best interest of the public, the country, our money. Right?
Yes.
So you can't just pick your brethren because your brethren have a company. And
it shouldn't be like that. And until the commission or the integrity commission and those persons who are responsible is separate, and the Prime Minister, like myself, if me become Prime Minister, cannot hire or put those persons in place. Because if me can put persons in those jobs, then me I go do it. So the only way to prevent me, Mr. Leon Pennycook, from mashing up the system there is to ensure that can't have no influence over the people there. No, because if me can't have influence over them, they're going to rig the system that me can't even go to jail.
And also, Leon, if you breach it, you should go to jail, correct?
You go to jail. But
you can't catch me and send me to jail. You can't catch me and send me to jail. But as the person in charge and up at the top, me can't even control him and work down so because me can't set a police on him or me can't set another person on him. So until
the education system.
No. Everything what he's saying is what's happening. So and that is what we need to come to reality. These things are happening.
In all of this, what we are talking about, yeah? somebody head must roll. You understand? So, me want to know if I had somebody in the IC, Integrity Commission, yeah, we said they may have something against the Prime
They
Minister.
don't have sufficient evidence to show that the brother. So what they don't have, they don't have sufficient evidence to show that there is a relationship between the Prime Minister and the people. But
so before they put that out to the public and disgrace the Prime Minister, Rory, then listen me now. I mean, if I'm the Prime Minister, brother, me go feel some form of embarrassment for no say listen now, and you put that out there. And
yeah, but that come out too now, so they gonna sue the people them too.
Yeah,
also,
man, somebody
that come out. I must see yesterday or the day before. So them actually say, oh, them taint in reputation.
Somebody said, I want to see
the video. It's an 8-minute video. It's an 8-minute video.
Just one little piece. One little piece of the video. One little, because we need to
show the video, we call it a day. Show the video,
yeah, one little part of the video. One little part of the video.
No, show the whole video, we call it a day. 8 minutes. They want to see it. Got it from the beginning. This, by the way...
Mr. Holness, I must ask you a question. Can you give me a sense of who Robert Garvin is?
He's the company secretary, but what's the issue?
What's your relationship with him?
Corruption will not be tolerated in this government.
The property at Wycliffe Close in Beverly Hills remains an open lot today. As it turns out, the owner, Andrew Holness Saga Incorporated, applied to the National Environmental Planning Agency to build townhouses in 2010, but that application was turned down. Representing ADMAT in this application was one Robert Garvin.
Robert Garvin is not a director in any way, shape, or form of ADMAT.
No, man, he's not.
But why would Robert Garvin's name then appear on an application to the land development?
Because the acting as agent, he's in the process. That's unusual.
According to Companies Office records, Robert Garvin is or was the director of other entities affiliated with Andrew or Julia Holness: Positive Jamaica Foundation Limited, Sunshine Mobile, West Central St. Andrew Trust Limited, Omega Bridge Finance, and the now removed Delito Taxi Service.
Who is Robert Garvin?
Garvin?
Robert Garvin.
Never met the name, never heard the name. But I do remember Positive. But I did at a Positive Jamaica, I remember that.
Right, but he's one.
Yeah.
Positive Jamaica is in part a director by Garvin.
I know he was a director of
and by the way, one more thing. What about that Garvin used this address, 28 Herb McKinley?
Because this is my address. It's precisely what I'm saying. You're at 28 Herb McKinley.
I know, why Robert Garvin used it and
because we set up the company here. Garvin, I'm not saying that. I don't remember the name.
Separately, Robert Garvin is also listed as director of Westcon Construction, along with one Donovan Simpson. Garvin used the address 25 Dominica Drive while setting up Westcon, the same address he and Holness used when registering West Central St. Andrew Trust Limited. Government records show Westcon Construction as receiving 14 government contracts, totaling 28.5 million Jamaican dollars, or around $386,000 US. This was between 2006 and 2009, even as Holness or his wife shared directorships with Garvin on 4 entities. 12 of the 14 contracts were under the JLP government, with which Holness has a career-long affiliation. 9 of the 14 list 0 or only 1 tender. 10 of the 14 were granted by the Minister of Education when Andrew Holness was minister, and by the National Works Agency and Social Development Commission for work in Holness's constituency. Holness even instructed the Social Development Commission to pay Westcon Construction just under 1.5 million Jamaican dollars, or around US $21,000 back then. He signed the document himself. There was only one bidder for cleaning, bushing, and trimming of the roadways in Holness's constituency of West Central St. Andrew, and no procurement committee approval. Payment was requested by Holness December 20th, 2007, and paid promptly on the same day. When contacted in a general sense, the current Social Development Commission head, Dwayne Vernon, said, while not the norm, it is possible to have a request and payment on the same day, especially when there's a contract in place with stated payment dates. Vernon, who didn't address this contract specifically, also said, the SDC does not procure for constituencies. This is the prerogative of the MP and his or her project officer. We asked Holness whether he declared his relationship with Garvin while contracts were being awarded to Westcon Construction, but he didn't get back to us. We called Garvin, but he said he couldn't talk at the time and he didn't answer our text message. When contacted, Garvin's partner in Western Construction, Donovan Simpson, he tried to distance himself from the inner workings of the company.
I don't know where are these projects. I don't know how much we're collecting.
So you didn't benefit from these contracts, that's what you're saying?
No.
Even though his name is not on the filing, is Andrew Holness a part of this company?
No, not to my knowledge. No, man, he's not a part of it.
Do you know if Garvin is a friend of Andrew Holness?
Yes, yeah, man, they are friends. They are very close. So from the trouble, our friends, before Andrew went in politics, you know. I met him at Saga's office because Robert and Saga were very close also.
Okay.
So the first time I saw Andrew is when Robert invited me to the Saga's office in New Kingston.
We searched, but could find no record of Holness declaring his relationship with Robert Garvin or Donovan Simpson. And the Office of the Contractor General would only say that we should request an investigation, which we did.
In the procurement rules and guidelines that I've read, there's been a concern about whether there is a connection either directly, meaning you have an interest in a company that's bidding for public assets and public benefit, or indirectly, meaning it's in the name of a wife, in the name of a girlfriend, in the name of a child, in the name of an associate. It's a duty of our staff and any other public officers and officials directly or indirectly involved in the procurement process, especially in the preparation of bidding documents, evaluation, contract negotiations, contract management and payments, to declare any potential conflicts of interest.
Whether Holness declared his relationship with Garvin remains unclear.
The People's National Party is appalled by the unprecedented news.
Yeah, because that was a recent PNP thing by my guy. So we can stop it. So we gave history to the relationship between Andrew Holness and Robert Garvin and all of these people. Pretty much people, as the people them drop the case, them still don't have sufficient evidence, however, and they can't prove collusion took place to anything. In terms of what they were insinuating to say, okay, that man set up a company so that he could get the money route through that company, also them all a benefit and big conflict of interest and big collusion. But again, as what Rappy said,
if me in a power like that, the man and me want thief public money, me not gonna use my friend. I'm not gonna use my friend enough, but I'm gonna make sure me use one when me and him never buy up, start a business together and into be a face. But
you sound like you have Leon, me not understand how you have your head set a certain way, like you would do something like this if you were in
yes,
a court.
if me go into politics, so that me that do. Come in and come out broke. I make sure me set up things.
Everybody gets set up.
Everybody around me so that me can live good and me pick them have a better future.
Them all live good, but you're there jail, brother. You understand? You're not getting with all them.
You know, understand me I say. It's like how that drop against Andrew Holness like the same day, even though it sounds compelling, and nobody never investigate none after that point. Them just say, oh, we don't find out, we can't prove nothing. Me not set up my friend them if you not dig. You don't say, oh, we don't see nothing.
Hey, Liam, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that if it was somebody else, not the Prime Minister, somebody else, they do something like that, you feel say the case of those jobs, so?
If them have a link where I help them out, they need a job. So that's why you don't have to do nothing by yourself if you always include the politician.
Oh, God.
Jesus mercy. Anyways, you know what? Guys, let's wrap it up. Remember, folks who are watching now, just remember to click the like button. We're begging. I remember also to support Raquel on her book. Ryan,
remind Raquel can just remind us of and where to get the books before we go.
So the book is available on Amazon. I will drop the link in the chat. Both books are available on Amazon. If you want the t-shirt, you can message me. I'll also drop that information in the chat.
How can they message you? How can they message you? On Instagram or something?
Yes.
Oh, you'll put it in the chat. Okay. Khalil make a very good point. But a politician go jail. Imagine Ruel Reid, who committed such Guys, let us. We're gonna wrap up the show. Let's wrap up the show. So
let Raquel put everything in the chat first before we go. So people can have access to it.
Wait, we're reading and go jail. You can get money.
With jail and go.
You get money on top of our teeth if you go about the business.
You know, with them politicians, when they're in a power, the only thing they ask them to do is resign.
Just resign already.
That is
our curse. This was a curse with the light bulb.
Yeah, man.
That's simple and true, man.
I want three them, man. Them just get them millions out tight and then they say resign, man. Go one side.
All the PNP want to do is taint JLP so that they can win back.
No, but
because they know nobody now can know.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
When
Andrew Holness Saga no jail. You think Andrew Holness Saga in jail? No, not jail.
No, got jail. Remember saying my name is like bro God, you know. You can't bro God.
Hey. The vision say if we didn't have politics, they would have called me God. They don't put nothing funny. They would have just called me God. Because I set up everybody. I set up everybody I get blessing.
But Leon, we have to take you out because of the money you squander.
That's
squander, man. That's what.
When we go to our country,
let me tell you how. We were just earlier talking about how the government need to pump more money in the public education system. Right? And you wanted that same money. And instead of pumping the education system and spend it for the children, you want your friend them for braff? Come on.
No, but I'm going to spend in school, but what I do, I put my friend them as principal too. You don't know what to say. Every time, listen, them people I think, every time, let's say PNP we know a whole heap of principal I get fired. That if you know. Whole heap of them I get fired and them I put in for them people. And some politics at Jamaica run. Until they can stop people like me with a mindset like that. You know, you're not supposed to link. Until they can stop people like me with a mindset like that, nothing going to change. So the people at Jamaica need to come together and come with a solution. And that vote for people who are going to mackerel and road. Every time politics are come. If we are running politics, we can win the election at Jamaica right now. You can't just go to one bank and borrow $50 million and go by here and want to run and give everybody the flour and tell them to build road and drop some mall. And listen, everybody are going to run come vote for me.
Everybody go
and win. The guy hotel and spend off them money like that. Sorry. I spend off money like people from Clarendon 20 odd years. And then I see me no time. Only when election time come, then I see me.
But Leon, all the people want it now. I want food now.
Every election I do that.
But Leon, all I want is one food now. One food you have to give them now. One food you give them.
Listen, I saw them cheap.
Or promise them food. Promise them food.
And promise them food and tell them, and give some of them chicken.
Yeah, man.
Give some of them chicken and things. And they won't vote for me.
And flour, drop it, flour.
And flour. Also, some when they call it milk powder. Yo, you want to see them fight over that? I remember me telling them I get the vote. I saw them do it.
Easy thing.
No.
Easy one, two.
Easy one, two. Run Jamaica, man. Don't just find a way to get.
Well, we don't want to make you run Jamaica, all right? We need a better solution. No, and the people need to open their eyes to these corruption.
Guess what, I know why you run Jamaica, Leon? Because guess what? When you say, boy, me as a friend, you go give me some money, the temptation will go ride me. At night time, when they say, you also ride me.
You go send a guy prison, man. Go send a guy prison.
When they say, you ride, I'll give you $5 million to go do that.
And the culture is still there like that. No farmer rule and law no in place to stop with.
It might just change by the time Ryan gets it.
When what?
By the time you get it, Ryan, things just change.
No.
You get arrested.
No, we can't get arrested because we are control the commissioner of police. We are going to do this until there's a law to stop all of this type of collusion. Not
not law, I mean system in place. What a
system. Until there's a system like that.
Yeah.
So what is that system? No, they have stop it. So guess what? Everybody going
No, so we can't stop it. Because the Integrity Commission and others, they have the means to stop these things. But the bigger problem is that a lot of people are above the law, and until that change,
yeah, man,
a problem we have. But anyways, folks,
somebody by reproach.
Yeah, people above the law. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for tuning in.
And thanks again, Raquel. Did you put the thing there? How people did define you in the chat?
Let's see Raquel put in the chat.
I'm not saying anything
in
the chat.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
All right, people. So you know how to get your book. Remember the book? Changing Seasons, good read. You understand? Yeah. And the other one is what? Women with Journal for Women.
Faith,
Journal
which
for
means
Women.
focus, action, insight, trust, and heart.
Mhm.
It's a journal for women.
Yeah, and get a T-shirt. You understand? Fake Walker 24/7.
T-shirt look nice, man. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
the shirt, man. The shirt.
Yes,
Yeah,
Rory,
man.
$2,500 in Jamaican or $25 US, including shipping and everything.
Oh, yeah, me probably need to get some of them there. You know, say to them I go to church. Oh God, me
All right,
listen.
Thank you, everyone.
Place up on yourself. All right, take
Take
care
care
of
of
yourself.
yourself. Take care.
See you next week. Oh, we're out.
Mm.